Housing. Housing is one of the most complicated, toughest issues that we have in Napa. I'm an advocate of housing. I think there's some simple solutions, which is supply more housing. I deal with it with my business clients, with my hotel clients, with my agricultural clients. I was involved with that housing coalition for a while. We have a housing committee that I'm on at the Chamber of Commerce that we're looking aggressively at housing. The reason it's important to the Chamber of Commerce is businesses want to house their employees. When we're working on commercial projects, both in the city and the county, there's this desire, house your employees or help find housing to your employees. Because I think the feeling is that's in the public interest, get people to live and work here. But if the same public interest, when you hear objections, neighborhood or otherwise, is don't provide more housing, those things become in conflict. It's hard to grow a business, have executives here, build things where you're supposed to be able to help your folks at every level find housing if there's no more housing. And that's an issue that's not going to be solved by this project. It's not going to be solved by any one project. That's an issue for Napa for a long time to come. And I say that because I think that's important to keep in context of the bigger picture of public interest when you're looking at this. And we do need housing at all levels. I was on the housing element committee that came up earlier, and we dove deep into all areas. I personally wasn't satisfied with how the housing element came out because it was made to support the minimum legal requirements, and I was an advocate for doing more. But that's the way housing element law works. So we need houses, whether you're a housekeeper or a hotel GM, if you're a bartender or you're the restaurant owner, if you're the senior vice president of a global wine corporation, or if you're a tasting room employee, whether you're a nurse or the head of surgery, whatever it is, homegrown Napa entrepreneur like Kevin and his company, or the Bottle Rock guys, or the immigrant workers that get everything done in our county. It is at all levels. I do have wine industry clients that are either in the process of thinking about moving close to the Bay Area, and the reason they give is housing. And I don't think we want our good, strong businesses like that to move away. So I think it's in the public interest to provide housing at every level. Find ways to mitigate impacts, find ways to make them blend in, find ways to use property that are in the city limits, in the RUL, and are subject to these processes of these discussions we're having right now. And there may be some people in the community that don't want more housing. There's maybe some that want a whole lot more housing. It's what's the right blend, what's the right mix. I think most of us that grew up here, maybe folks that recently moved here, it would be great to have a town that can have high-end, middle, low jobs, a town that your kids can go off to college, graduate school, start a career, and move back here and afford a house and afford to be able to move up. That's what I did. We have friends that would love to live in this subdivision that are Napans, that are looking to move. We've talked to folks, I have personally talked to folks out at Silverado that actually don't want to rebuild because of trauma they experience and are interested out here, even though it is up in this area. So I think we have to look for housing solutions at every level. And housing projects, as you guys know, it's never easy. These were the ugliest battles of the 2000s, were housing projects, and as we build more housing, single-family housing projects are just plain difficult. They are. So back to the general plan amendment. Like I said, if the benefits package from Stanley satisfy the requirements, this should too. It's been a while. If they don't, we should have dialogue about what does, because that's the way our general plan works. We're supposed to discuss benefits and public interests, and that enables these amendments.